Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're back. How you doing, matey? Josh, Cheese, Sunny. That's a great comment. We getting ready for a little bit of distribution phase. That's exactly what I was going to talk about tonight. Let me put down my music on my end. Yeah, I was going to talk about distribution like literally tonight. So, the stock market tends to experience distribution about once a month. And it looks like it might be pretty much starting off June with distribution. We're going to talk about what that is. Another YouTuber named Access a Trader, he talks about it all the time, and that's where I kind of learned it from. And I'm just going to kind of relay that information to all of you and what's going on. Overall, it was a red day in the market. The S&P was down 0.36%. The NASDAQ was down 1%. Wasn't the end of the world. I mean, there was some intraday volatility, and honestly, what happened today was pretty, I'm not going to say predictable, but I wasn't surprised by, waking up to a red market. If you just look at what was happening all week, it was just very strange, and we talked about that last night on stream. And to get this, volatility early in the morning was pretty normal, I think. And then you just went right back to chopping around. So it was pretty strange how on the S&P you had this gap down, then you went all the way right back up to fill the gap, and then you just chopped around for the rest of the day. You did go a little bit lower in the afternoon, and now futures are lower. S&P futures are down 0.20%. NASDAQ futures are down 0.30%. They're lower. Bitcoin also went to 39K. Now it's pulling back a little bit. All started with this inverse head and shoulders I shared on Twitter and in the Discord. Okay. Crypto trades are doing all right. I'll just cover them really quickly. Dogecoin already hit the first target for a 33% profit in like 2 days. Storj, this one's up. This crypto trade is up about maybe like 10%, 9%. NU is up about 13, 14%. FIL was up crazy today, and now this trade is up 32%. All of these crypto trades I dropped on like Sunday night, I think. So in only a few days, they've been performing very, very well alongside Bitcoin. But moving back to the stock market, let's talk about the NASDAQ and what I'm watching going into tomorrow. You closed right above an important level, which was good. You breached it in the morning, but then you reclaimed it. That level is 13,600. Now 13,600 on the NASDAQ was your resistance. Pretty much at the end of February, honestly, also in March, it was your resistance. And when you finally broke that resistance, you went all the way up to all-time highs. Then you dumped in the beginning of May, or corrected in the beginning of May, rallied in the end of May, and now you're kind of chopping around. So it's pretty interesting. I don't know if I would call this an ascending triangle. I mean, you have two highs at the top. Sure, you're making higher lows. You could try and line it up, I guess. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if we really zoom out here. I think there's a lot of work that has to be done to call the NASDAQ an ascending triangle for right now. It's possible in the future. A few different ways to look at it. But at the end of the day, what we're really seeing is indecision in the market right now. And that's why the stream is titled accordingly. It's not too easy to tell what's going to be next. Let me put on my fan really quickly. We're in this weird place where, I mean, if you look back at the year, January was amazing. Especially if you're in SPACs and EVs and pot stocks and small caps. January was like life-changing. And then pretty much February to May, or the first half of May, all those stocks that were super hot in January just literally dumped, while tech stocks and large caps did all right up until May as well. And then in May, pretty much around like May 9th, May 10th, you got like a pretty big reset, on this wave down over here, pretty quick correction. And then you rally back up. So where are we at this point where large cap tech stocks have seen a rally like they did from pretty much March to April? The growth stocks also saw a rally from last November until, again, the middle of February. So we're just in this place where most of the sectors obviously have already ran quite a bit since the COVID crash. And I'm not saying that the bull market's over or anything, but I think people are kind of in this place where they're like, what's next? Are we just going to keep doing what we've been doing for the past month and a half, which is just kind of chopping around in this area? Or is there going to be a move? Historically, I think we're preparing for some sort of a move. I'm not saying if we're going to go up or down. I don't know. It's pretty neutral up here. I just think that we're in this area where I think a big move will be decided soon. it's, I'm not trying to predict it and catch it like right away. All I'm saying is it's a weird time for the market, right? It's not super clear about what's super hot. I mean, of course you have the Wall Street bet stocks, but I'm talking about the majority of stocks, not like 10 stocks. And I think a lot of people, just like myself, are awaiting what's next for the market, and I'm ready for anything, as any trader should be. We trade what we get. And for right now, for pretty much yesterday and today, I mean, yesterday I traded a little bit. Today, pretty hands off, just kind of let the market do what it wanted. Let the market do what it wanted to. That's correct, I think. Going into tomorrow, I'm still neutral unless we really break under today's lows. If the Nasdaq really falls back under 13.6, which if futures stay like this overnight, you probably would, then I'm probably gonna also just do nothing tomorrow. I have no problem waiting. It's been a great 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, if we look at the weekly sheet, this week alone was insane. I mean, I think, let's see how many, 12 trades hit their targets this week. So, a lot of things, in my opinion, are at some short-term take profit areas where you could see some supply. That's why a lot of trades are hitting targets. Obviously, it's been a pretty good week besides like these 3 trades, which honestly aren't even down that much. So I hope that you're enjoying the trades. This is the final stream of the week. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what's up in the chat. We'll do take a request in about 15 minutes. For now, just going to keep covering what's going on. In terms of what you should be doing, obviously I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a 19-year-old college student. But in my opinion, I think growth stocks will continue to perform well. Could we see a short-term pullback? I think we're actually getting that right now. If we look at the ARK ETF, pretty much ran up to the 200-day moving average and pulled back. So I think the next few days, I don't know, maybe growth stocks will cool off after 2 weeks of really doing hot or really, really well like we've seen in most of the trades. So, I mean, I'm fine if this little growth pullback continues for a few more days. As long as we really hold above the lows from May, I'm still completely fine with growth. In terms of large cap tech, I'm not too sure. I don't know how I feel. I mean, just the Nasdaq looks okay, but it doesn't look great. It looked great over here. It looked pretty good over here, if you remember. But at this point, I'm just not too sure. And I'm not bearish. I'm not bullish. I'm just in a place where I don't know what's going to happen next, and I'm okay. I'm not okay not knowing what's going to happen next. I'm not frustrated. I'm not trying to predict what's going to happen. I'm just sitting back until something does happen, and I'll react accordingly. And that's really just how I'm looking at it. So I'm not telling you to do the same. If you want to try and predict what's going to happen next, I'm sure many of you can be right. You're all smart. And if I tried to, maybe if I flipped a coin, I would be right too. But for now, I'm just in a place where it's been a nice couple of weeks in the market. We'll see what's going to happen next. And whatever is the next move, of course, I'm going to try and be all over it. But for now, I'm just going to let those signals come to me, if that makes sense. So that's really how I'm looking at the market. If we look at the VIX, the volatility index, bounced off that 16 level like we talked about last night on stream. This was up a little bit today, pulled back. When did it pull back? Pulled back pretty much not even that far into the day. So yeah, I mean, it's still under 20. That's fine. Just really so many mixed variables. We'll see what happens. What's up? What we got here? Josh finished green. Early February was awesome. That's correct. Where do I put the trades out? I put them out on my Twitter at Champion Vibe, and then also in the Discord. Braden, thank you for dropping the link to the Discord. On his Twitter for free, and then most are on Discord for premium. Yeah. So yeah, everything's really, I pretty much moved everything towards the Discord, but obviously I tweet out the important stuff. So yeah, and maybe some cool things are coming soon. I don't know. Still working on some things that have to be done. I'm not going to talk about them for now. Yeah, no need to force trades exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I'm kind of just looking at individual stocks now. I'm going to let the market do what it wants to. Until then, I'm just going to look at individual names that I think look good. I'll trade around those as long as the indices are fine. I'll set my stop losses. I'll manage my risk, and we'll move on from that. So that's really my thoughts on the market right now. Futures still down a little bit. I'm going to talk about the ongoing trades, and then after I do that, we're just going to take requests to close out the week. I'm just going to look at charts for all of you. Not yet. Don't drop the tickers yet, but in a little bit. Bitcoin, it's making a nice move. I mean, right now it's pulling back, but today it made a nice move. It's still within 30K and 40K, which is a pretty neutral range, but you do have that bullish butterfly. I think Ethereum does look better than Bitcoin right now. We were talking about Ethereum last night. Bitcoin it's trying to break out of this triangle, kind of messing around over here. Maybe this could be a back test candle. I would like to see the 4-hour candle close above 38.6. That would be great. Not needed, but it would be good. And yeah, that's really my thoughts on the market. Keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 30 likes. Last night's stream was amazing. It was so good that YouTube actually took it down, and I had to like remove like 5 minutes from the stream because of copyright. And now it's back up. But last night's stream was awesome. Any good trades to get into your opinion on the list? I sent that full watch list. It was like 20 or something tickers to premium, I think on Sunday night. I'll scan again this weekend. For now, I'm keeping an eye on those high short interest stocks. We talked about a couple of them last night. Still keeping an eye on the short interest or the high short interest stocks, just because a lot of them have been squeezing. That's really just, I'm day trading them quite a bit. Clover for one. Made a nice trade on Clover yesterday. Pretty much got in right around over here on Clover. I took profits up here in the morning on Clover, and then I got back in Clover over here. So we'll see what happens. I didn't alert this or anything, just like some personal trades. I've been trading Clover quite a bit, as we talked about last night on stream. So we'll see if this 15-minute chart can play out tomorrow. But I'm also looking at the daily on Clover, where it's trying, for one of the first times ever, it tried to do it over here, but eventually it failed, which, I mean, was kind of, honestly, the market was really bad over here when Clover was dumping back down to 7. But it's trying to hold what was once this $9 level. It was once your resistance back in the middle of March, and Clover's trying to hold that as support now. Not really, but kind of, if that makes sense. Like, you closed it around it, which is good enough in my opinion. In the 15-minute low time frames, they look pretty decent. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's just another trade. But even an eye on Clover, it's one of the heaviest shorted stocks on the market right now. We talked about it for a bit last night. Had a great open today. It was up to 1050 and then just pretty much pulled back quite a bit. Really rough pullback actually on Clover today. That's why I was really trying to emphasize not to FOMO on last night's stream and wait for a better entry area, which I don't know if this is the best entry area. It might just depend. All I'm going to be doing tomorrow morning, I'm just going to look, first thing I'm doing when I wake up or when the market opens, I'm going to come right over to this 15-minute chart on Clover. If it can really hold above $9 in the morning, I'll be pretty confident. The only issue is futures are down, so I don't know if it's going to be like an overall red day in the market. Then maybe not, but yeah, I'm kind of looking at Clover. Geo, we talked about last night on stream. This chart is quite literally insane. It's also one of the heaviest shorted stocks in the market, GEO, and it has a bullish crab on the weekly. That is a major harmonic pattern. I think Ford had a similar pattern, if I'm not mistaken, that went insane, or has been going insane. It might have not been a, did I say butterfly? I meant to say crab. I don't know what harmonic name I said, but this one's really interesting. It was up 5% today. Falling wedge, bullish crab, divergence on the daily. We look over here. Divergence on the 4-hour. I think there's also monthly divergence, which again could literally take years to play out. Each one of these bars on the MACD is a whole entire month. So I'm not saying that this is going to pop tomorrow, but it's at a really interesting area. It even back tested a previous support from 2005 when I was literally a toddler. So wild. That's another one I'm looking at. Got a couple others. Let's talk about the ongoing trades now, and then we're going to do take requests. We got 50 people in here. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for coming out to the stream and preparing for the market tomorrow with me. We got all the traders in here. Appreciate all the support. Let's talk about Fisker. Fisker. Look what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Fisker hat, okay? I'm wearing the Fisker hat. Actually, let me try something. I set this up. I don't know if it's even going to work. Let's see. How do I even... I'm going to try something out really quickly. All right. So I go to, I'm so sorry for just being stupid, but all right. So I think we do this and then 1 second. And then I go like that. There we go. I got the Fisker hat on. So I don't even know why I set that up. I thought it would be cool. Probably wasn't. What I was really planning on doing is if I get a crazy tip or something, I'll pull up that camera. I don't know. Let's get back to the charts, okay? Fisker, it was up a lot today. It was up 8%. And since the entry of the trade, Fisker is now up 54%. 54%. This was alerted at $10.30. Multiple people publicly told me that this trade will get stopped out. Not going to say their names, but I believe in the bullish butterfly, just like I did back over here. I set the crazy targets, which honestly, now you're thinking like, these targets aren't that crazy. This is so obvious. Well, if you were around a month ago, back down at $9.60, a lot of people did not believe that this could happen before going, another 20. Basically what I did when I put out this trade, I said that Fisker would go to $14 before going $1 lower. The stop was $1 lower than the entry. That's how it works. Bullish butterfly, divergence on the daily. It's amazing. Fisker even broke the 200-day moving average today. Beautiful. I mean, at this point, trade's already up 54%. It already hit the first target. There's no resistance until the second target. I said the same thing about the first target when we were right over here. I hope the second target hits. Even if it doesn't, it's still a huge trade, but that would be a 65% gain in under a month if it can. Moving on, we got QS. Another one that I like to trade quite a bit. I like how we've started off the stream talking about Clover, Fisker, and QS because those are like three of the most traded takers or most alerted takers I put out. But QS, another one. I was super bullish on this coming into the week. Shared some options with premium members that went up like 200%. And another option that went up like 80%. And also spammed it on Twitter all of like Tuesday. Posted a trade on Tuesday as well. Posted it at $25.92. It was, I think, right over here. And since I posted the trade on QS, it's not for a second been at a loss. It literally went right down to that entry area and then it just started running. So QS is another great one this week. I like how it closed above 28. It saw $30 today. Rejected it for kind of the second time. It was around 30 over here the last two times. So really what you want to see on QS is for it to break this next resistance at around 31 bucks. From this candle high, that's like your next resistance. If you break that, I think the first target of the trade could hit very easily, which is 33, 34. Moving on, just to finish up the ongoing trades, and then we're going to do take a request. We have HEYA was flat today after a pretty rough bearish engulfing candle yesterday. Back at the entry, still above 1450, so that's fine. HOFV hit the target today. This was alerted probably around the middle of May, and today it hit the target for a 32% gain. So if you were in this trade, congratulations, hit the target. Even went a little bit higher, and today actually went to test this resistance. And that's another trade added to the list of trades that hit the target this week. It's been a great week. LVS was down almost 4% today. Pulled back with the market. It's still above the 200-day moving average. Patience. THCB had a nice day yesterday. Pulled back with the market today. SPG already hit the first target. NVIDIA, oh my gosh, I just realized this. NVIDIA actually hit the second target of the trade. 20% profit. I didn't even look at NVIDIA that much today. I looked at it like in the morning and it didn't hit the target yet. Here we go. Second target of the trade. NVIDIA. Boom. We also got PGRE, hit the first target, and that's it. All right, I'm not going to waste too much more time. That's the recap of the day. Bitcoin, what are you doing? Bitcoin was just at 39K. It's now under 38K. All coins are pulling back. Dogecoin got released, or Dogecoin was added to Coinbase for trading today. It was volatile on Coinbase. Not much happened on the Bitrex chart. I don't even know why I charted this on Bitrex, but whatever. Couldn't chart it on Coinbase, but I guess now I actually can. I wonder if they put that chart up. Yup. Is it empty? Yeah. So this is what Dogecoin has done. If you're on Coinbase, technically Dogecoin hit the second target of the trade. But I don't even know if it hit that on. It's so weird. Like it says on Coinbase that Dogecoin went to pretty much almost 50 cents or 49 cents, which is higher than the second target. But on Bitrex, nothing happened. I guess it was just all the FOMO like in the books on Coinbase that made it, move much more crazier than the other exchanges, obviously, which happens quite a bit when Coinbase puts out coins. All right, I'll stop wasting time. Let's do ticker requests. If you want me to look at a chart for you, drop the ticker in the chat. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 30 likes. We literally need one more like to hit 30 likes. Join the Discord. If you want to send me a tip, that's the pin chat. Whatever you want to do. And let's just look at charts for the rest of the stream. Let me scroll up to see if I missed any chats. Might not ever trade anything ever again except your Fisker calls. Yeah, Fisker is amazing. I mean, in all honesty though, I've probably at this point put out around 20 to 25 alerts on Fisker. I literally don't know the exact number, but I think it's safe to say at least like 20 out of 25 have hit their targets. Like there's only 2 or 3 failed Fisker trades that I can remember. And I can remember 3 Fisker trades very distinctly that have been insane. The original bullish butterfly, the Wyckoff accumulation trade in January, and then this trade right now. So Fisker, great company. I like the stock. And definitely probably my most profitable ticker overall. My biggest trade ever was on QS though, back in the beginning of February. I'm sure some of you remember that. It was great timing. I like that ticker D. What's up, Eric? Yeah, 80 to 90% probably. Definitely not 100%. There have been a few failed Fisker trades. Not perfect. You know, never said I was perfect with Fisker, but I think we can all agree since October, most of the trades have worked out. And obviously the winning trades on Fisker have been like, the first major trade was like 80 or 90%. The Wyckoff accumulation trade was like 40%. This trade was 40%, or now it's at 55%. So obviously the winning trades are like more than 30%, and then the losing trades were like 10% losses. So that's the 3-to-1 reward to risk we always talk about. KKR, CCIV, JAGX. All right, let's get to it. We're going to start with CCYC, which is an OTC that I cannot chart. Can't chart this. I'm sorry. I hope you understand. I just like the candles are like, I don't even know. I can try and zoom in, but even then it's just like nothing. Sorry. Pen. I was talking about this in a one-on-one call earlier today, looking at the chart. It's pretty interesting. You had like classic bullish divergence on Pen that turned into potential hidden bearish divergence now, but it did break this supply line. It could potentially, you know, hold 75 on this dip. If it does, that's great. What you need Pen to do is hold above 75. That was pretty much your lows from the dump in May, and then that used to be a resistance in September and November and even October of last year. Or no, you were down here in October. Wait, where's okay, October's over here, so not really. You just gotta hold above 75, and you want to break over that 200-day moving average on Pen. BAC going crazy. I believe this is all-time highs, don't know for sure. MACD looks fine on the daily. This is Bank of America. Not much to do here. Rising wedge. So whichever way it breaks, I'll be telling. This is obviously a bearish pattern, but in this trend it could break to the upside. You never know. I have seen rising wedges break to the upside, especially in bullish conditions. LEDS on the 4-hour and daily, I'm already going to tell you there's no edge. There's no pattern, divergence. I mean, honestly, there is kind of a bullish engulfing candle on the daily, but how much does that matter when this thing's going crazy? I don't know, kind of starting to go parabolic. You could definitely see this. I'd have to go down to the 1 hour. The 1 hour, again, I mean, I'm not too sure. This is technically 1 hour classic bearish divergence developing, but I don't know how much the technicals matter on this trade right now, or on this chart. It's not a trade, but like on this ticker. It's up 23% today. EOS. Look at where it held on the daily bodies, or the daily candle closed and open. That previous resistance from March of this year bounced up. Daily MACD went back to green. It's just kind of consolidating. It looks like it is breaking this demand line. It was kind of like in an ascending triangle, and now it's breaking to the downside because Bitcoin decided to pull back 1K or 1.5K. So, I mean, your next support's probably around like 584. DraftKings had a really good reversal at the pattern completion zone of a bullish deep crab and a bullish bat, literally lined up at the same price. had a major reaction off of that. We traded calls over here. If you're a premium member, we traded some calls that I think they went up like 80% in like a day. And it pretty much just ran up to the 200-day moving average, pulled back. Kind of looks like Penn, obviously similar stocks. It just, you want to get above the 200-day moving average before falling under 40. That's what you're looking for. 40 is that previous support from January, previous resistance from June. Very, very similar looking chart to Penn, which makes a lot of sense. AMD pulling back with the market today, still under the 200-day moving average. Like I've said, anything above 74 is bullish in my opinion. Top of the range is 94. Definitely was a better reward to risk entering down over here. Entering over here, not my type of trade. I like getting in next to supports. Don't really see a major support here, and you have a gap fill at $78. We'll see what happens. Resistance is just 83. I mean, those candle highs over here and that 200-day moving average. If you take a look at Blink, it's also a heavily shorted stock. I never put out this trade. I wish I did, because it would have been a 40% profit. But it's okay. We had a lot of other good trades. At this point on Blink, let me just clear everything up. Clear resistance at around 41 bucks. You break that, probably going to see 45. That's it. There's not much in between 41 and 45. You rejected it today though, so if you cannot break over 41, tough. I mean, I don't really see any major supports down to like 31.90, so it's like kind of in the middle. I'm not too sure there. I like the rounding bottom. Maybe it turns into a cup and handle, maybe it doesn't. We'll have to find out. Keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 40 likes real quick. The streams have been on fire lately. Thank you for everybody sharing the streams and liking and helping to grow, you know, this platform that I'm trying to create, the FTM free trading movement, trying to teach people how to trade for free, putting out free trades. Not all of them, but a good amount of them. And the free trades this week, why did I close the sheet? Sorry if I just hit the mic. The free trades this week have actually been going insane. I mean, look how many targets hit. Boom. XPV 42%, Fisker 38, Dogecoin 33 in like 2 days, HOFV 32, PGRE 17, SPGI, PGP. It's gone crazy. What else we got here? Square. Another one that pulled with the market, still above the 200-day moving average. $200 is your support. Let me just clear this all up. I don't even know. I mean, not too sure how to really look at this. Maybe just go for a support resistance and keep it simple. I mean, 200 is your closest support, but then you still have 193. I'm just going to show you all the supports resistances. Like, yeah, that's just how I'm going to look at it. That's really all I can do here, kind of. AHT, big pullback today. We were talking about this one last night, and you could see that it got a little bit higher during the day, but it came up to this resistance zone that I shared last night on stream and had a pretty rough pullback. Keep in mind, it was a red day in the market. Who knows what could have continued to happen if it was a green day. But it just got to a historical area with a lot of choppiness, and it pulled back there. Not sure what it did after hours. I know this one's been all over the place. It was up 2% after hours. It went to 522. So like right around here. This is technically a bearish engulfing candle on the daily. You opened higher and you closed lower than yesterday's candle body. Obviously, much better entry areas, as we talked about a couple weeks ago on stream. Again, if you're in this for fundamentals, I don't know much about it, so I can't really speak on it. Technicals, I think there are lower risk stocks that you could find pretty easily compared to this, after this just went from $2 to $6. That's my opinion. But I mean, technically, yeah, it's making higher highs and higher lows. It's moving nicely. If you can withstand the dips and you're just hodling this, or hodling, or whatever you want to say, that's always your choice. I'm not that type of a person in terms of swings. I like taking my profits, but it's still above 469, which is good. That previous low from over here. We'll see what happens. SCNS. Looks like I charted this, but never put it out. Let me delete these. Alright, and so it looks like we have a bullish, kind of like a bullish Gartley. And it's just in this range now between like 2 or like 177 and 226. So you want to get above 226 if you can. I mean, yeah, it could go to like 266 after that. In terms of support, probably just your lows from May. XL was on my watch list coming into today, and I'll show you the reason why. An inverse head and shoulders right over here. I didn't really get into it because there wasn't any divergence and I was trading some other things, but yeah, it was a pretty good momentum shifting structure. Had a nice day today, pulled back a little bit in the afternoon. There's not much resistance until $9. If it breaks 9, there's not much resistance until 10. That simple. I was gonna actually put out this trade, but it went up like right away, so couldn't get that 758 entry that I wanted. Other trades are doing well though. KKR kind of in this range right over here. Hidden bullish divergence is developing on the daily. It's in between 53 or 54 and 56, whichever way it breaks will probably be telling. CCIV, if you watch the streams, right when CCIV was breaking this, I said there's no resistance until 24. Broke it and it went to 24. Super simple, man. I mean, stocks, they go from supports to resistances. They go from resistances to supports. There are areas where historically you find either buyers or sellers at, right? It's all psychology, it's all probabilities, it's not certainty. But you can see over here, right? You created this little range. When you broke under 24, you went to 17. When you bounced off 17, you went back to 24. At 24, you went back down to 17. At 17, you went back up to 24. Jeff O'Connor with the $15 donation. Let's go. And we'll see what happens now on CCIV. Jeff O'Connor, thanks for all you do. The calls lately, Clove, Fisker, Doge, BTC have dug me out of a big hole. And the last few months of grinding/learning will make me a better trader. Let's go. Vibes in the chat for Jeff with the $15 donation. Thank you very much, Jeff, for all the support. Really glad to hear that. Again, pat yourself on the back. Not easy to, see big losses and take yourself out of that and become a better trader. And, because a lot of people, when they have those big losses, they just want to revenge trade and everything. So we're all proud of you. Keep it up. Stay on a roll. Good luck with everything you're doing with trading. Thank you very much. Let's get it. Vibes for everybody. Exactly. Let's go. Appreciate it. The chat is amazing tonight. I don't know what's up. Feels like we're I don't want to jinx it, but it kind of, I'm not going to say. All right. I'm not going to say. All I'm going to say is last night's stream and tonight's stream have been amazing. Thank you so much. After a rough, couple months. So not jinxing anything for right now. CCIV, if you break 24, then like I was just saying, there's not much resistance until 33. Ticker change should be soon, if I'm not mistaken. No. Of course, you're still under it. Like you're more than $1 under that resistance. But again, look at this area: straight up, straight down, straight down, straight up. Trend analysis. Tilray hit the first target of a premium trade for. I think it's on the sheet. I think this is the best ticker on the sheet right now. Why do I keep closing this tab? Why is it not loading? How much was it? 50, yeah, Tilray, 53% profit for premium members. I alerted it right over here, like right down over here, around over here. I think it was before it broke out. I alerted Tilray. Went on a crazy run, just like a lot of other pot stocks. Let me keep that open. I don't know why I keep closing it. So yeah, Tilray, I mean, it was up today. It actually, I think it gapped up. Yeah, it did. Gapped up very, very nicely. It went from 19 up to, not that much actually, but it had a good first hour. Then it looks like it pulled back, and it did fill the gap actually on the 1 hour chart. At this point, you are breaking that $19 resistance area. There are multiple targets to this trade. We'll see if it hits the other ones. You could just use Fibonacci from the top of the wedge to the bottom. You went up to the 50% retrace and pulled back. Then you got 618, 786, you know what I'm talking about. In terms of support, probably that same area, the $19 area. You just want to hold above 19. Why is that not deleting? All right. And then we have JAGX. We had a lot of tickers. I just realized that. JAGX broke the supply line, bounced off the 200-day moving average, double bottomed, broke over the 175 resistance from this high. And what it is now trying to do is flip 175 into support. That is good. That's good. If it can continue to close daily candles above 175, Next resistance is $2.16. Just from this high, if you break that, look at the next high. You break that, then you have a gap fill, right? Just charting all those levels that are important. You're right at a support, you just gotta hold it. I don't know what happened after hours, but best of luck for this one. I missed a lot of takers from earlier, I believe. So I gotta scroll up and check all those. Appreciate the likes. We need 2 more likes to hit 40 likes. Hit that subscribe button as well. Let's get to 2,500 subs. Hopefully we can do it by the end of the month. We definitely will do it by the end of the month, but the sooner the better. I think we're at like 2,450 right now. 2,500 is definitely a milestone that I'm looking forward to. LEDS. Peloton. Yes, I did do Fisker earlier. Fisker, it broke over the 200-day moving average. There's no resistance until 17, which is the second target of the trade. Support is 14.55. I know it off the top of my head. All right, I know the Fisker chart. Sometimes I dream about it. Forget I said that. So we had Piton, and then we have, what else is after that? Why can't I find this? Oh, okay. So now we have BBIG. We can do OCGN, CMMB, LOTS, SLRX, CHCI, appreciate it, Jeff. Oh my gosh. Can't find the tickers. Too much hype in the chat. That's right, Drew. It's a great stream. Champion Vibe Summer. I hope so. Champion Vibe, the champ of all champs. LOL. You more into stocks or cryptos, money-wise and interest-wise? Both money and interest stocks. But I started off with crypto. I'm just adding tickers to my watch list. Yeah, Kenny. All right, that's a full round of tickers added to the watch list. Let me see if I missed any other chats, and then we'll get to all of these. I think I pretty much read everything. Yeah, let's just do the ticker requests. Sorry if I missed any chats. It's really active tonight, so that's a good thing. TCAT. Classic bullish divergence on the daily. It's above 1720. Looks good. Looks good. Just got to hold above 1720. That's literally it. You have a small resistance at 21. You break that. I just use Fibonacci to target from your previous swing high to your swing low. 50% to the 618 would be your golden pocket. LAC in the middle of a range, kind of rounding bottom, no handle, so can't call it a cup and handle for now. No divergence really at all. Gotta move on. Again, if I move on from your chart, never take it personally. You can't be an emotional trader. It just means there's not enough things that I see on the chart based on my personal style of trading for me to talk about. It's not me saying it's gonna dump or I don't like the stock. I just don't know. And that's okay. People need to start understanding that you just don't know sometimes. And there's thousands of other stocks that you could look at that work out better for you, right? And I'm not saying this won't work for you. I'm just saying for me, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we zoom out, maybe it's a harmonic. Yeah, a bullish bat. This is a harmonic pattern. So there you go. But it already reversed at the PCZ and it's already making a move. LEDS, we already looked at that earlier. Piton. I mean, I'm actually surprised that Piton got back above 100. Piton was one of the most bearish looking charts in the market in April. Massive head and shoulders with a bear flag as the right shoulder broke under the 200-day moving average. There was like bearish divergence on lower time frames. It was an ugly chart and I wanted to short it, but I just don't short, number one. And then number two, I actually pretty much like the company fundamentally. They make a lot of money. They changed the game last year, but then the news came out about the, I think it was the treadmills or something, and very violent pullback into earnings. But then after earnings, it started running. right? And all the way back up to that 200-day moving average. This is why you want to have the 200-day moving average on your charts. Very common support or resistance. Act as resistance over here and pull back. Your support on Piton is $100, $99. You break that, then all these orange lines are your next supports. That's really it. BBIG, this one, it looks good. I think Zach Morris was talking about it. Don't quote me, but I believe he was. Cup and handle, hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour. It already broke out of the handle, like little, it was kind of like a falling wedge. If you go over to the 1 hour, pretty much like a falling wedge, it broke out of it. If this thing ever crosses $4, I mean, you're thinking $5. You get over 4, there's not much resistance until like 4.85. And obviously going to 4 by itself would be a nice move, but Zach Morris has been on a roll the past couple of weeks since he returned. We'll see if he can continue it. OCGN broke out of a falling wedge. It was down 6% today. It's in the middle of a support and resistance. Support is 763 on the daily. Resistance is 1064. It's right in the middle. CMMB. $14.37 is the biggest support that I see. You're above it, which is fine. Could you test it? Yes. You have classic bullish divergence playing out on the daily. Fab with the $5 donation. What's up, bud? Love tuning in and learning every day. Appreciate your hard work. Can you take a look at HUTMF? Absolutely. I'll take a look at it right now. I'm not too sure on CMMB. Very gappy chart, very volatile. Not my type of ticker. Again, don't take that personally. I'm just not, there's not many technicals I can look at right over here based on how I trade. Yeah, HUTMF. Thank you again for the 5. All right. So it's an OTC, HUT 8. We've looked at this before, yeah. It's in a falling wedge. Hidden bullish divergence is on the daily. And it's at the domain line of a falling wedge as well. So as long as it can hold above this 200-day moving average, which is quite a bit lower, it's at 354. I mean, obviously, you're probably going to be trading around this falling wedge if you're in it. You just got to hold that domain line. But like this whole entire area right over here on HUTMF could be your support. You have the 200-day moving average, a falling wedge domain line, and a horizontal support from these lows and kind of these highs. Hidden bullish divergence. And it's the bullish Gartley. 618 from X to B, 786 pretty much from X to D. Bounced at the PCZ. That actually all just rhymed. That was pretty cool. And now it's just, yeah. Wow, it actually, look at this. It had a falling wedge. It broke under the falling wedge, which is pretty bad, but only to hit the pattern completion zone of a bullish Gartley and the test the 200-day moving average. And then it came right back into the falling wedge. The composite operator is messing with this chart. And I'm not talking about like accumulation. It's just funny like how that actually happened. Like literally it faked out to actually go to other bullish places. That was even a support. Wow. That's actually really funny. All while creating hidden bullish divergence. Very interesting chart. It's bullish above 355. Resistances 515 after that 627 from these highs and then these highs. That's it. Very cool. Next one is the lots. I think somebody said something about a deep crab. I'm not going to scroll up again, but feeling some unwarranted Zach Morris hate. Me? No. I'm not going to say like I'm a fan of Zach Morris, but like I've been following Zach Morris. I appreciate what he does. I've tweeted at the Atlas guys a lot of times, you know, giving them support for their criticism. So no, I'm not hating on Zach Morris ever. We are definitely different types of traders, but he's crushing it. Really appreciate that he followed me on Twitter, which was super cool. Oh, okay, you're saying not for me, a few in the chat. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be controversial or anything, but, you know, I always just like speaking the truth. It's like, and people feel the same way about me. Some people that trade, they're in their own ways and they don't end up working out well. I'm not going to say they take it out on others, but they kind of, you know, they voice their opinions a little bit more actively. I don't want to really talk about this too much, but it's just, it is what it is. I've received, I think anybody who is trying to talk about stocks in a public format will automatically receive backlash. It's just, there's too many emotional people doing it. And at the end of the day, the way I look at it is like, all I'm trying to do is teach other people how to trade how I trade. And I've never said I'm a perfect trader. So it's just funny that like, you could have tweeted, again, I don't want to go too far into this hole, but like I've tweeted about it so many times. It's like, I mean, there have been situations where I could have 9 winning trades in a row, one trade that gets stopped out with like a 5 to 10% loss, and somebody's like losing it. It's like, I just look past it at this point. So we'll chart lots now and stop talking about that stuff. But I get both sides. Some people, especially newer traders that don't know how to manage their risk and trade with the plan, they just go all into something they see somebody on social media talking about, and then it doesn't work out because guess what? There's no certainty in trading. It's like, that's one of the bad things about how saturated the market has become. There's just a lot of uneducated people learning incorrectly, and after the bull market ends, I don't think it's going to go well for a lot of those uneducated traders. And I really want to help out all those people. I want to teach them how to do it the right way. That's really my goal. I mean, not only uneducated traders, like any trader that I can help out is my goal, but like, it is what it is. Lots, in terms of a crab, you're going to have to tell me like how you're charting it. I don't even know if you're still in the chat, whoever requested this. I don't know. I mean, it kind of just looks like one wave. I don't really see like an X, A, B, C, D. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are you charting this from? Like this, maybe? Oh, wow. I kind of just randomly did that. Okay, well, I see a deep crab now. So you have the 886 from X to B, kind of. It wasn't perfect, but it's fine. The B point's good. And then you went down to the 3618, bounced at it. Okay, I just kind of randomly did that and it actually worked out and went to 3618. So yeah, I mean, I don't even know if a deep crab, I think it can go to 3618. Correct me if I'm wrong. Lots filled the gap. The next resistance is 643. It was like a support. It was so close to a double bottom. It looked pretty good, but then earnings, just terrible reaction to earnings and gap down, kept going. So not too much of a pattern here. That's the only thing. The MACD looks fine on the daily. We'll see what happens. Let me go a little bit quicker so we can get some more tickers done. SLRX. I like these higher lows. No divergence on the daily. It's just making higher lows. As long as you can hold above this trend line, the 200-day moving average is fine. I mean, maybe kind of like this, kind of like a triangle. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but you get the point. Lower highs, higher lows, just price contraction. CHCI, also a cup and handle, also breaking out of the handle. It looks like that other chart we were just talking about. What was it? I forgot. It starts with the B. No divergence on the daily. Very gappy 4-hour chart. No divergence there either. So I guess you just want to hold above 624 on this one. That little local support. Next one is BRQS. It's at a make or break area. This is like a place where 1, 2, 3, 4 times it came down to this area. Pretty much every single time it went back up to at least like 150. Just look at over here, this range that it was in. And now it's trying to curl up there again with triple classic bullish divergence on the daily. Not bad, even double bottoming at 82 cents. There was obviously a better entry area on this one, but pretty decent actually. All you gotta do is hold 81 cents. So you could probably target like a pretty good trade here. If you enter at the 88 cent support, first target could be the 200-day moving average. Throw your stop loss under the lows from May. Get a perfect 3 reward to risk, which is what you want on every single trade. Copy and paste, move it over. Second target, probably just 144. Get a 5 reward to risk. That simple. Trade doesn't work out, you lose 11% on whatever you invest or trade with. RHE, hidden bullish divergence, kind of developing on the daily. 1044 is just the level you need to hold from that low, from the lows in May. Other than that, not much to talk about. AMGN, very weird looking chart, honestly. Really don't know what to do here. I mean, you just want to hold 233. It was your lowest from April, this resistance in March, even like a little resistance in November 2020, and it was a support in August of 2020, and it was a resistance in February 2020. And I think that's about it. But yeah, very important historical areas, 233. You're above it, you just got to hold above it. ACST, kind of good. I mean, pretty good. Nerve with the 1578. Thank you. Oh, almost just dropped my T. That would be like the third time in the last month that I dropped my T all over everything. But Nerve, thank you for the $15.78. Appreciate you, champ. Thanks for all you do. Thank you for the tip very much. Appreciate all the support tonight. Awesome streams last night and tonight. Don't do, champ. Yeah, I know. I was so close to dropping the T. Nerve, appreciate the 1578. Thank you. Vibes in the chat. ACST, I like the higher lows. Kind of like an ascending triangle. As long as you hold this demand line and you can get a back above 56 cents. This one, yeah, nice. I mean, next resistance after that would be like 73 cents. There's really not much. You have like this one little area at 61 cents from this candle high and like this little resistance. But if you break that, 73. You just got to hold this demand line. NEM. And if one other thing I want to say is, if you ever see me charting something and talking about certain terms and you don't understand what that term means, always feel free to ask in the chat, hey, what do you mean by demand line? Or what do you mean by a bullish engulfing candle? And either I'll answer your question or somebody else in the chat will answer your question, or I'll refer you to one of the videos in the free course on my channel. But yeah, always feel free to, ask. Wow, right-angled, descending, broadening formation, broadening wedge, whatever you want to call it. You had a demand line that was downsloping with a sell wall at $68.61. You had a partial decline, a lot of terms that you might not know. Partial decline, where basically you had this demand line where you're making lower lows. You bounced off it over here, then you ran down again. But on this rundown, you never went back to the demand line. So once you actually pivot downwards and you never touch that demand line before running again, and you get back up to the resistance, it's called a partial decline. And I think it gives like a 70% chance of a breakout on the resistance test. So very nice pattern, nice partial decline. There was even classic bullish divergence over there. This was like the perfect entry area right over here. It even lined up with a support from June of 2020. Like that was, I wish I would have looked at this chart on March 2nd of this year, because this would be legendary. And it has become legendary. Obviously I wasn't in it. Went like crazy. At this point, your support is $68.61, which used to be your resistance. It gapped down today, it looks like, after kind of like bull flagging for a little bit. Didn't really hold the bull flag. Definitely broke under that. Now it's gapped down, and that's the chart. ETX is next. Kind of flipped a previous resistance into a support. Never actually got all the way down. Showed classic bullish divergence on the daily. Now it's curling back upwards. I mean, this one's crazy because look how it went straight up and then straight down. Like, there's not much resistance at all. So really all you could do on this one is just use Fibonacci from the high down to the low. Your 236 would be around $29, which also does line up with that green candle low from April 30th. And your support is still 1257, which is miles below you. So let me try and zoom in. Your closer support is 1777 from these two candle highs. BCTX can't really talk, or can't really do much on this chart. There's no pattern or divergence over here. It already pumped, it already gapped up. So Uber, I don't know, this kind of looks like Bitcoin before this looks like Bitcoin at like 42K. Look at this. I could probably just, how do I do this? All right, let me go like that. Please load. All right, let's go over to the daily on Bitcoin. All right, look at this. Looks similar. Let me zoom out this a little bit. like almost the same type of chart, that rounding top action where you break that 200-day moving average, try and back test it. It was like over here. Actually, the 200-day moving average on Bitcoin is much lower, but you could see you had that rounding top like Bitcoin did over here, then you eventually broke it. So it looks very similar to Bitcoin for whatever reason. I don't know, I just randomly noticed that. Let me take that out. But in terms of Uber, you're holding the 200-day moving average. You're at its support. This is like Bitcoin at 42K. If you can hold it, yeah, you could pivot back and keep going higher after you made this bounce. If you can't hold it, your next support is pretty much 41 to 43 bucks from this low and this high over here. That's Uber. So you really want to bounce above 48. And then if you don't bounce above it, then you're talking about potential hidden bearish divergence, where you made a higher high on the MACD, but a lower high on price from this high to this high. So good luck. We already looked at AHT. Just pull back into choppy zone. Still above some supports though. Yeah, it was BBIG. Thank you, Drew and Matey. Wow, I missed a lot. CCIV merger is supposed to be at the start of Q3. Can't find an official date. All right, thank you, Braden. We already looked at Geo as well earlier tonight. One of the craziest looking charts I've seen in a while. Took a hard L on BTX today. Sorry to hear that. You'll make it back. Just keep your head up. Alright, so let me add the new tickers to the watch list. Keep hitting that like button. It would be amazing to hit 50 likes. We need 6 more people to hit the like button. And we could get 50 likes for 2 nights in a row on stream. And we haven't had a 50 like stream in like definitely over a month. So to do that back to back would be pretty good. I think the Lakers are playing in half an hour. The Lakers play, yeah, in half an hour. So I'll probably get out of here in 10-15 minutes and go watch that. IQ day trade tomorrow. I've been looking at IQ. I hope it's above that all-time low. Yeah. Is it under? It might be under. Let me go check. Yeah, it's under. IQ needs to get back above 1442. Really does. From this low, kind of from this low. You broke under it, you try to get back above it, but then you rejected it. That's my only issue with IQ. Got to get back above that 1442. Who you guys got winning the NBA Finals this year? Let me know in the chat. I really have not watched any basketball this season. This is literally going to be my first game I watched this season, just because I think the Lakers are on the cusp of getting knocked out if they lose this match. What's the series? Yeah, it's 3-2 for Phoenix. So, yeah, I'm a Lakers fan. I've been a Lakers fan since I was like 6. Going for Brooklyn. The Nets. Yeah, I've heard the Nets are doing really hot. I mean, the roster they got going into this year. Sheesh. All right, let's get back to the charts. IBM hidden bullish divergence. Every day above 140 is bullish. Next resistance. You actually have a gap fill. Actually, you already filled it. Never mind. Next resistance is 153. And just got to hold above 140. Mavs on a crazy underdog story. I don't even know what's going on with the Mavs. INVO. It's really interesting because there's a lot of pump and dumps here. But somehow it's making higher lows after each dump. Trying to double bottom, I guess. It's just this is a pretty rough area. You have that previous high and the 200-day moving average between like 440 and 460. If you can break 460, then you're back in that wild territory of potential pump, but you're under that for now. And then your support, I mean, if we really zoom in, your support, I can't even tell you. There's gaps everywhere. ITRM, wow, gapped up last week on Friday. Resistance at 163. If it breaks it, next resistance is, that's rough. I mean, there's not really a super clear resistance after that. I guess 187. If we zoom in, you could see 187 was this candle high and kind of these two candle highs and this candle low right over there. So those are your resistances. In terms of support, I mean, you have that gap to fill, so you probably just want to hold above like 143 from like that little candle body lows. FIVN, holding the 200-day moving average, kind of like a diamond pattern. I haven't charted a diamond pattern forever. So, I mean, it's kind of like a diamond pattern. It's not perfect by any means. It's just a neutral pattern. I don't even know why they made a diamond pattern. It's like kind of the same thing as a triangle. It's kind of stupid to me, honestly, but maybe there's more meaning to it that I haven't read up on. But it's kind of just like a triangle pattern at the end of the day. 200-day moving average. You just want to hold above 154 from this low, kind of this low, definitely that low, this resistance, this low. That's the important area. DeMar, to Frozen. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Thank you for the subscription. Sundial was up 14%. We definitely could have had another target on this trade. Did I keep? Oh, I didn't keep it. Can I pull that up? I don't even remember what the Sundial trade target was. Let's see. No, not the chart. Hold up. Where do I... Alright, give me 1 second here. Alright, there we go. So the target was 90 cents. Yeah, we definitely could have went for a higher target. So the entry was over here at 70 cents. I know you can't see the prices. My face is blocking it, but entry was all the way down here at 70 cents, which you can see was literally like the lows. And the target was right around over here. So yeah, it was a 30% trade, but it could have been could have been definitely a much higher. It's actually gone up over, it's pretty much doubled since that alert. I mean, it pulled back today, but wow. Sheesh. At this point, I don't know what to tell you. There's a gap to fill around 115. It's going crazy. Next resistance is 168 from this candle high and that candle high. Let me skip that song. That Sundial. There's a new video dropping on Sunday. I'm not going to be streaming on Sunday. What I might do is I might stream on Sunday after. It depends. I gotta get a haircut. So, alright. I'll let you know on Twitter at Champion Vibe, or I'll also let you know in the Discord, but not streaming tomorrow because the market closes. I'm not streaming on Saturday. So Sunday, maybe. I'm definitely not streaming Sunday night. I'm going to watch the Mayweather fight. So if I am going to stream before the market opens next Monday, it will probably be on Sunday afternoon. If I do decide to stream on Sunday afternoon, I'll drop the Rivian video on Saturday. So this is how it's going to go. If I don't decide to stream on Sunday afternoon, I'm just going to drop the Rivian video on Sunday afternoon instead of a stream. If I do decide to stream on Sunday afternoon, I'll drop the Rivian video on Saturday, and then I'll stream on Sunday afternoon. So just letting you know ahead of time, because I usually always stream on Sunday nights, but Mayweather's back in the ring, and I'm really excited for that fight too. I mean, I know a lot of people have their doubts about it, but I think it's going to be entertaining. Sundial. Helion. Pretty good. I mean, it's breaking back above 1125, pretty much double bottom. Every day above 1125 is bullish. I mean, it pulled back 3% today, but still held it on the close. Good. Keep holding above 11 bucks, and there's not much resistance until like 15. I mean, really. I don't know what they're up to, though. I mean, this is from high to low. This probably, I think, could be the worst performing. Oh no, Nikola is. After Nikola, I think this is like the worst performing SPAC from high to low. I know SPACs have gone lower than this. Like lots went lower than this, I believe. Clover did go lower than $7, but I mean, this thing at one point was almost 60 bucks. I mean, lots and Clover were not even close to that. Nikola was obviously higher than that. So I mean, Helion got. I mean, aren't they making garbage trucks? It pretty much, this stock so far has been quite literally a garbage truck. And I'm just saying that because honestly, I'm a little bit frustrated. I put out like 2 trades on Helion and both of them got stopped out. And they had great technicals. It just kept dumping. I mean, what can I do when it's just gonna do this? You know what I'm saying? So definitely have some words to say to Helion. For I think it was 2 trades. They were both like 5 to 10% losses. I think there was one trade on Helion that hit the target. I can't remember. Whatever. I mean, at this point, you just want to hold 11. CCJ. It's like a really big rounding bottom. I mean, look at this on. This is the monthly chart. Every candle is 1 month worth of data. This dates back to 2014. Rounding bottom. Approaching this resistance area very clearly between like 23 to 25 bucks. On the daily, there is potential hidden bearish divergence if the MACD goes back to red. All you got to do is hold this very clear demand line. Look how perfect that is. There's like probably 15 touches on the demand line. Solo is now my favorite stock. I know you're joking, but there might be some new people in the stream, and I do not want them to think that. What else we got here? Garbage truck or egg car? So you're basically saying Helion or Solo. I'm gonna have to go with Helion or Helion. I don't know why I can't pronounce it right now, but I've spoken my opinion about Solo in the past. Just an opinion. New people in the stream are probably so confused right now. AIKI, what did you say about it? Where was it? Has a data release tomorrow. Inverse head and shoulders. On what time frame? On the double bottom, it looks. I mean, on the daily, it looks more like a double bottom to me. And it already broke out of the neckline, which was right over here. And yeah, next resistance. Actually, not resistance, but gap fill is at 126. Then support would probably be around like 107-ish from that previous high at the end of April, beginning of May. Oh, matey, do you remember the what's it called? I know you were in that stream on like last like Saturday night at like 2 a.m. I scanned like 400 tickers in the Discord. I think there was like 2 people watching me. Let's see. You bet 100 on Mayweather, won't lose or even get knocked down. Okay. Okay. Do I like BlackBerry? I was a huge fan of BlackBerry when I got into BlackBerry calls all the way down literally over here at the lowest price. Literally the best entry possible on this day. I got into BlackBerry calls. The best price ever. It was at the demand line, the 200-day moving average, triple classic bullish divergence, falling wedge, historical ice line. It was so beautiful. I got into call options right over here, and guess what? I took profits like right over here. But I don't think the calls were that far out. I don't think they would have lasted until now. I think the calls were for like the end of May. So I've definitely probably left a couple 100% on the table. So yeah, it sucks, but they weren't like, I don't think they went out until June. So either way, I wouldn't be able to be in the calls anymore for this part, but still, I mean, look, I mean, most people did not enter. I mean, obviously, since it was the lowest price, a lot of people technically did buy there, but the majority of people, you know, have been buying over here. So I did get in at pretty much like the lowest price possible. So that was a good part of it. I don't know. At this point, though, I mean, this is where I was looking at BlackBerry. On this day, I shared it with premium members in the chat. I think I also shared BlackBerry calls in the options. At this point, though, it's like, in terms of true technical analysis on the daily time frame, there's no edge. We have two really big candles, no divergence. You cannot create a pattern out of two candles. Well, you can create a candle pattern, but this is not even a candle pattern. So on the daily time frame, which is what I look at for swing trades, and the 4 hour is the same exact thing, there's no edge. Sure, if you zoom out into the 30-minute chart or whatever, you can try and look at this, but that's like more of like a day trade thing, not a swing trade thing, and that could be invalidated so quickly because each candle is only 30 minutes. Yeah, Solo does have the Gartley on the daily. You guys are messing around with me tonight. Discord is where it's at. If you're in the stream and you're not on the Discord, I don't know what to say at this point. You're missing out. I mean, if you want to miss out, that's cool. But you probably, if there's one thing I'll ever tell you to FOMO into, it's the Discord. All right, you should definitely FOMO into the Discord. All right, not financial advice, but also, never mind. I don't want to get sued. Not financial advice. Yeah, Bitcoin's down quite a bit. It's at 37.4. Let me skip that song. Yeah, all right, I think we need 2 more likes to hit 50 likes. There's definitely 2 people in the stream that didn't hit the like button. I would love to hit 50 likes back to back. So there's a like button. If you hit it, it'll make you feel good. But yeah, I don't know what else we got. I'll just do this one for the guy. I will look at GN. All right, we're just gonna do these 2 and then I'm out. So these are the last 2. Not doing any more takers after these. LOGC. It's the first one. Massive shark. Starting from October 2020. Delete. Look at that 1272 reversal. Don't you want like a 113 on the shark though? Am I mistaken? 1272 still is a valid fib extension. But you also have, I feel like the deep point maybe is a little bit extended. But there are definitely a lot of different versions of bullish sharks on the internet. So what I think is important here at the end of the day, and I'm not saying you're wrong by any means. I know you know your harmonics. It hit the 1272. That's an important Fibonacci sequence or part of the Fibonacci calculation based on how you calculate it, which I'm not great at math, but important levels of 1272. It literally went right down to it and reversed. Look at the oscillators. Wow. Very clear classic bullish divergence on the daily MACD. Let me just make that green. And on the RSI. Great. Good. Yeah, good looking chart. All you gotta do is hold above May's lows. GNUS. My thoughts on it. It's somehow making these higher lows, which is good. Kind of highlight this trend line. It tends to have pump and dumps. I'm not saying it's a pump and dump stock, but there have been multiple pump and dumps in the last year on GNUS. Other than that, you did have classic bullish divergence over here. You were at a trend line over here. This was the best entry area. And I'm not just saying that in hindsight because that was the lowest price it went down to. I genuinely mean that. If you were looking at the technicals when it was down there, it had what we look for, classic bullish divergence and a support. That's why I'm saying that. I'm not just saying it because in hindsight, it's really easy to say that. Like, there definitely was an edge right over here. At this point, I guess you just want to, you're actually under it. You want to get back above 188 from that previous high in April. Futures bounced a little bit, but they're still red for the night. Bitcoin is not having so much fun right now. Doesn't look like the breakout's going to happen just yet on this 4-hour triangle. Altcoin trades are pulling back. And yeah, that recaps everything from the day. Wow, we just hit 54 likes. I didn't even watch. Thank you very much for the 54 likes. See, I only wanted 1, but we got 5 more. So I know there were some of you who just watched the stream, didn't hit the like button, but tell me you didn't feel great when you hit that like button. I know you did. So yeah, good stream. What a week, from the trades to the streams. Just been an amazing week. Hope you're enjoying. If you're not, keep working at it. Good things will come. Just be patient, keep improving. And yeah, hope all of you have a great day tomorrow. Hope you have a great weekend. I hope the Lakers win tonight. And yeah, appreciate you coming out. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, join the Discord. The link's in the description. There's 1,700 people you could talk to. There's trade alerts. There's educational resources. There's free bots. Like, we got a partnership with a really nice platform that charges for the bots, but we got that free for everybody in the Discord. There's a music room. There's a memes channel if you're into memes. The link's in the description. And yeah, I don't really ever like talking about premium alerts, but if you ever want them, they're in the description as well. All the links are in the description. And that's really it. Thank you for coming out. Sleep well.